This is the slipway from which Titanic was built, and she would have been launched from here.
How many men would have been working on the ship right here in the slipway?
Roughly 3,000 men and women worked on her construction. Everyone from the designers through to the riveters, to the joiners, to the shipwrights, and the very man then who pulled the launching trigger to put the vessel in the water.
But also all the luxury we know so much about, like the furniture, the balustrades, everything, the tile work would have been put in place here in Belfast too?
The lifeboats were even constructed within the shipyard too. There was very little that was actually tendered out to anyone else.
This area of the city is appropriately named Titanic Quarter, one of Europe's largest urban waterfront regeneration projects, which pays tribute to the city's maritime and industrial past. The stunning centerpiece is Titanic Belfast, and off to the side, a gem, the SS Nomadic, built as a tender to the Titanic and the last remaining vessel of the White Star Line.
I'm deeply interested in learning more about Belfast shipbuilding. But my overriding passion is to learn more about the men and women who built the vessels. One of those included my grandfather. My grandfather used these tools when he worked on Titanic's construction, and it's not inconceivable that he would have also worked on this vessel too.
So how old are these tools then?
He was born in 1885, so they probably date from 1900. Each tool has his name engraved in it. If they got lost or stolen, they could be returned to their rightful owner. My grandfather was a joiner for 55 years.
We so often hear about how people felt about all the lives lost in the Titanic, but we rarely concentrate on the people who actually built the Titanic, seeing what they worked on being lost.
There was an incredible shock when the news reached Belfast. Naturally, they were devastated for the loss of the great number of people's lives, but the idea that on the maiden voyage, their handiwork that they had spent months and years, they put their heart and soul into it, was lying at the bottom of the ocean, 2 miles on the ocean floor. It was as if there was nearly a sense of shame about it.
A subject that was once taboo can now be celebrated. Another gem still intact, the offices of Harland and Wolff, now a hotel.
The Titanic was built, it was launched, but it was also designed here.
These are the former drawing offices, which is the central heartbeat of the shipyard, where the plans were drawn up by the draftsmen. The high vaulted ceiling and the windows meant there was the optimum light to come in. There would have been rows of desks that the men would have worked at on the plans, and then there would have been lady tracers who would have taken those plans and traced them out onto sheets of paper. No photocopying in those days.
We're in the historic presentation room, where prospective buyers would be shown plans, paintings, and models to get them to order a ship. Even luxury furniture sets were a part of the sell.
There are a few pieces available over here that were made by one of Harland and Wolff's cabinet makers, using the same tools, like my grandfather, in making these beautiful masterpieces that are in the room today.
I love museums, from like small and quirky to large and established. Now for more of what I did, click here for the full episode and here to subscribe. Now that I'm older, when I go to a museum, I read everything, every plaque, every wall where they describe what the exhibit is, and it drives my children nuts because I'm like a reader and they just like want to breeze through very quickly. But low and slow, that's my speed in a museum.